Good morning, everybody. This is Diggs. It's another beautiful day out here in the Pacific Northwest, and welcome to another patch PSA for Kuni. We have a lot to talk about. There's a lot going on, and we haven't even unlocked everything yet. So I'm going to give you guys heads up on the winter event updates that have been going on. We're going to talk about where I'm farming right now. We're going to talk about the new zone. We're going to talk about all of it. So let's go ahead and dig in. So you guys are probably going to see a flurry of videos come out from me for the vistas and for the treasure chests. That's definitely going to happen. Probably the best thing to remember here is hashtag New Year, New Javir. We have a lot going on, and the Javir changes have been absolutely incredible. It is mind-blowingly incredible, the changes to Javir. So if you haven't gotten the chance, there's first off a couple things you are going to want to do before you head over to Javir, and there's a couple of items you're going to want to buy. So go ahead and pull up the regular shop menu, and if you go to the bundles and if you go to the equipment enhanced menu, you will notice that there is new items here that you can buy weekly. Unsealing scrolls for 100k each. These are going to be really important. Unsealing scrolls basically unseal the locked dolls that you get when you're farming daily. So make sure you buy these out weekly. These are going to be very important in the long run. The other thing you're going to want to check out as well when you go to the metal shop, there are of course a lot of things going on in the Higgledy Blessing shop. I bought out the support chest all the way up to 360. But if you come down here to Purification and Honor Medals, you're going to notice a new item called the Miraculous Dark Magic Orb. Now, these are the items that you collect, which you can trade to Javir to create chests for you. So Javir has two types of chests he can make. One is a batch chest, which is costs gold, and you can make 100 per month. So you need to make sure and make those 100 right now as soon as possible. And then the other one is kind of the rest of the month that you can farm and bust out. But by using these chests, you get the cursed dolls to use for your gear. Now, the cursed dolls come in both weapon, armor, and accessory, and the amount consumed depends on the curse level of your weapon. So for example, or armor or accessories. For example, my plus 21 weapon took 2 cursed dolls. My plus 30 weapon took 3 cursed dolls. One can only assume this is the way that it works when you do approach plus 40, plus 50. I would imagine though, the optimal way to do cursing is likely to go and optimize a single weapon. Because the attack value that you gain increases with each curse that you do. So if you have one weapon, it would be better to take that really high than to have a whole bunch of weapons at medium level, especially if you can guarantee the results. So that's probably the most important change, and probably the most important thing you need to kind of get a hold of and do right away. Now, there are a couple of other questions people might have. So let's go ahead and talk about that. So the first thing we want to talk about is going to be the new mount. A lot of people have asked about the new mount. So the new mount is actually locked in a bundle, and it's locked in a regional bundle. So it is in the regional bundle right here, regional bundle achievement 4, which gives a really good amount of diamonds, some good familiar accessories, and is locked behind the main story quest. So this is very similar to the bicycle from the past, where you can just kind of hop in here and do this. While we are talking about bundles, I think it could be really tempting to buy all of the Javir warding dolls that just came out right away. I actually think the only thing really worth it right now in the shop is the Javir $7.99 bundle pack. I think while some of the other things are good and optional, you're probably just going to buy the regional pack, or you're going to buy the new 120, 130, 140, etc packs that have come out. So that's pretty much where I'm spending most of my focus. You are going to run into reputation walls. So it's going to be very important for you to start your main story right away, and you want to get to the reputation quests and finish those reputation quests so that you can progress the main story the next day. The current reputation quest looks like it's going to be able to be progressed tomorrow. I'm not 100% sure. It may be a 3-day wall, but that's something you're going to want to get on right away. While we're talking about the new zone right now, the one thing you want to be aware of as you are here in farming is you do want to prioritize these specialty items. So if you have a chance to farm a pack of monsters with specialty items, you want to do that because the specialty items give you access to the puzzle, right? So if you're grinding here and you want to optimize your CP optimization, you're going to want to grind the specialty monsters first. You also want to be careful of some of the packs. This is the 116 pack, which I found. The 116 pack seems to be really good grinding. This seems to be like, you can see the packs are pretty tight. Nobody's here right now. I have access to 2 packs and I'm just like slaying it, getting hella experience, getting hella items. So that's what I would currently recommend. You can also grab the new treasure chests and the new vistas right now. Again, separate video for that. But make sure you get in and do the main story. You will also get a lot of cursing items from doing the main story. The curse dolls are kind of everywhere right now. We also have some events happening, which may seem a little unintuitive. For the Making History event, make sure you check out the source of the items. You get the items from the daily events, but you also have to defeat a world boss daily. So keep that in mind. You also have to fight in Duel Yard daily. So for me, someone who saves up their world boss and does like 7 world bosses at once, you do want to make sure to do your world boss as much as possible so that you can get all of these delicious items in here and eventually claim the title of librarian. Similarly, you may run into the issue of the Wishing Tree episode guide part 2. You do actually have to kill the normal version twice. So if you're like me in preparation for the patch and you killed all of your 10 normal enemies, you're going to run into a problem. So make sure you keep that in mind. You may have to delay doing this. It's just going to be one of those things. And I personally don't want to spend diamonds refreshing on a normal tier difficulty. Quite similarly, as we are going through everything, there's a lot going on. There's a new field boss that some people have already killed. That's happening. There is a new chaos field. So let's talk about the new chaos field real quick. So you unlock the chaos field by following the main story. And before I forget as well, Javir has a favor system now. So make sure you go and do Javir's favor missions because you get some green potions and you get hella dark crystals from that. But the new chaos field is pretty cool. It also drops some pretty cool items. So there's a whole flurry of new skill books for both all classes as well as kind of universal classes. And some of these skill books are actually available at the Wandering Merchant. These ones in particularly seem pretty good. The fire skill expert skills, when you max them out, you get plus 5% per equipped fire skill. So that would be a total of plus 15%. For some classes, this may be optimal. You may need to consider if this is something that's going to be worth it for you. You'll definitely want to check the drops and the positioning as well. Territe drop here is going to be locked at 20 as well. So we're not going to be seeing a Territe increase. If you're someone who has been having disconnection issues as well, just as a side note with going into Chaos Field, if you do completely reinstall your game, that does solve the issues. So that was something that happened to me on stream today, and someone had pointed it out to me and was like, hey, Diggs, you may want to do this. In terms of new puzzles, or not puzzles, well, let's talk puzzles first. There are new puzzles, but a lot of them are locked behind level. So they're almost all locked behind level, or they are locked behind the first and second zone soul stones and the specialty items. So you get one at 125, 135, 145, and then you get the camel and the squirrel from the 2 new zones that just came out. And in the first zone right now, that is specialties, which is why we're farming specialties currently. In terms of heart stars, I don't have a entire board for you guys. I haven't unlocked the 127, the 147. I'll probably ask Thin Bear for a copy of those and upload them in a separate video or in a YouTube short here soon. Prideful Heart is probably the best one, I think, to invest in. This is going to be your familiar arena red items, and it gives, when I got to one of the nodes, it gives attack familiars defense plus 5% in familiar adventure. As someone who struggles beating the level 9 missions in familiar adventure, this is something that's very exciting for me. I'm really hyped in order to get this done, and I can't wait to do it. In terms of class grade, we did get new class grade upgrades. Again, guys, if you're like me, remember you can go level up your alts to 110. I'm almost 120 right now. So I will be prioritizing leveling my alts to 110 to grab these 2,000 diamonds per alt. That's pretty juicy. That's going to be really delicious, and I get some 500 dark magic crystals as well. But we have a variety of items as we do go forward. And there were also, you're going to be seeing a lot of gem items because a lot of the gems are now able to be awakened to level 20, which is going to be very gil intensive or gold intensive. When talking to the Thin Bear, he did mention that the Spade gem can get up to plus 500 attack, so it may be worth it. While we're also on the subject of gold, this is a very gold heavy expansion. It's actually really nice to be getting gold from using my green pots. I've had so many green pots built up, but just be careful and monitor your gold because you may quickly find yourself running out, and it can be quite a problem. For the Wishing Tree episode, we did unlock the hard mode and the time attack mode. The hard mode is reasonably difficult, particularly for me who doesn't have the familiar which enhances your damage, which is the specialty familiar or the reindeer. So because it's a support familiar, it enhances your damage overall in the match is my understanding. So if you don't have that reindeer, this may actually be really difficult for you. Definitely try and party up with guild members if you can to try and clear this. You can get some pretty good drops here, but it's going to be one of those things where you're going to want to run with guild members. The damage output is pretty insane. Even at almost 2.5 mil, I was getting wrecked here. Similarly, the time attack mode, I definitely found the time attack mode being very difficult since I don't have the reindeer. That said, I'm rank 1 right now on our server, but I'm sure that's going to quickly pass. I was only able to get to phase 10 before he was hitting me for 500,000 damage. You can't get max rewards until phase 26. So this is the first time I've had a challenge mission where I couldn't hit the phase 26 ranking. I don't know if this is a bug. I don't know if it's just because it's tuned for people to have the reindeer. Again, maybe I'm just living that free-to-play life right now, but it just seems like either something's a little bit off here or I'm just getting my butt kicked a lot. I think it's also important to point out and to give credit to Netmarble, which, you know, heaven forbid, that they did give us 10 tickets for the challenge and 10 for the hard mode to buy with the in-game currency. So we're getting significantly more attempts at the bosses. It feels like you get to spend more time, you get more rewards. So that's definitely been a good thing. I haven't done the snowball fight yet, but my understanding is there is rewards with the snowball fight, and it is tied to ranking. There's also some very specific level up rewards that are coming up for people who are going to be increasing in level, which you can see on the forums. There's a lot that came out this update, and I don't want to inundate you guys with information. This video is long enough. So I'm probably going to call it here. If there's anything you guys think I forgot or think you should throw in, please put them in the comment section. I'm probably going to crash because I've been on stream for a really long time, but I wanted to make this video, get it out there for you guys. Pretty standard, as you all know. So thank you so much, and I will catch you all later.